Good afternoon, fellow Zimbabweans. Welcome to the next episode of Now the Brett Vet. And today's topic is 2018 presidential and party choices that we have. There are over 30 parties in Zimbabwe, majority of which are probably going to contest the 2018 elections. We don't really have enough time to go into each individual party, so we're going to talk about the main ones. Former junta members seem to be joining the opposition lineup fast and furiously these days. The timing of them leaving their former mother party is, however, quite interesting. Some will say, but Vet, we were all ZANU at one stage, weren't we? Yes, perhaps that is true, but the timing when we left ZANU is quite important. In 1999, when the junta was perhaps at the height of its power, its members were getting rewarded with land and business deals and so forth and so on, some left and formed the Movement for Democratic Change. That was a decision that they made, not forced to be made after they were fired. They willingly left, sacrificed everything that they could have got under the junta and decided to stand against them. Fast forward to 2018, similar people left the junta, Simba Makoni and so forth, and they decided to leave. Again, they were not fired. These actions were taken by people on principle and at great cost to their personal safety and their private incomes. We have an official party being led by a former deputy president. She claims to have tried to fight against the violence that was inflicted on opposition members. If you couldn't see what was happening whilst second in command of the whole country, then what hope really do you have to see anything in future? We have a former junta member who has formed a youth group who, while in the junta, looted farms and factories and forcefully took over businesses, but now somehow wants to be seen as a Democrat. We have a youngster, former junta member, who in 6 weeks, went from, I will never apologize from being ZANU, I support my president, to saying F-U-C-K, the president, and then went ahead and launched yet another opposition party. We have an opposition who was in government, and the first thing they did was build a mansion for their prime minister. Even if he didn't know about it, surely a people's president would have declined the house, as he already had one anyway, maybe even going so far as to suggest that the funds be used in providing Matabeleland with more dams so they can fight against the drought, or to perhaps do proper housing in Epworth. Ministers who took ownership of expensive cars, 4x4s, jet-setting around the country. These former ministers now leading their own parties, again claiming to be experts in running a government. Cities were run by opposition parties, where councillors, council employees, some of them were getting salaries of up to 30 to 40,000 US dollars a month, when the average street sweeper was getting $200 a month. Where did they think Zimbabwe was getting that money from? Was it sustainable? Surely we could be using those funds on more pressing issues. So, during their brief stay in power, did they show us any difference to what the junta was doing? War veterans who were part and parcel of the 2008 genocide that was carried out, recipients of millions of dollars in our tax as gratuities, looters of land and business, now want our sympathy when the same junta they kept in power now persecutes them for speaking up about things that the opposition was speaking about in 1999 already. And look how they break their own constitutions daily. Junta fired half its senior members unconstitutionally. Appointed over 3 war veterans leaders in as many months. The opposition now has 3 deputy presidents. This is a joke, a total joke. Servants of Zimbabwe, are we really saying that those are the only choices we have in 2018? Are we saying in a country of 13 million people we have to vote for one of these parties that I have just described? Are we really failing to get 50 or 100 decent, morally upright, honest Zimbabweans together and put them in position as ministers, as heads of parastatals, and get Zimbabwe working again? Can we not perhaps look at alternative choices? Perhaps activists, perhaps even pastors. People who support these failed fake Democrats are definitely the loudest, but they are not the majority. The majority are us, me and you, people who are so fed up with the low quality of choices that we have that they prefer to stay out of politics and voting altogether. We are the majority. We can make that change. We can make Zimbabwe the Zimbabwe we want for our kids and for our grandkids. We don't have to support these fake Democrats. We still have time to put together a third force, as it were, get local and international support, set up a non-political transitional team who have Zimbabwean interests at heart, and take on all these fake Democrats. We are in charge of our own future. Let's not put these idiots back in charge when we have already seen them in charge and it was a total disaster. Think out the box, because Zimbabwe needs you. Thank you very much for listening to yet another episode of Brett and Vet. If you like what I'm saying and you support what I say, then please do not hesitate to log on to my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. Both of them are entitled Brett and Vet. Thank you very much.